Yesterday, Meyer was asked if the quality of his players was the problem.
The fundamentals don't improve for a lot of reasons. Number one is you don't practice them at the game speed that you need to practice them at. Number two, that you're not taught very well. Number three is that the player's not good enough. That number three is not allowed around here.
Well, earlier today, Georgia head coach Mark Richt joined Trevor from the DirecTV mobile studio.
Coach, you heard what Urban Meyer said, and in that kind of a situation where the fundamentals aren't getting onto the field, what does the coach need to do to make that transition so it does begin to appear?
Well, yeah, I think you do have to get it done in practice. I think Coach Meyer is right. We went through a little bit of that ourselves. You know, we had to look at ourselves in the mirror and look at the film and see what we're getting. And I tell our coaches that we're basically what we see on film. We can say a guy should have done this or a guy should have done that, but if we don't execute, it's our fault as coaches that we didn't prepare them well enough. And so we ramped up our practices. We got a little bit more physical. We got a little more. We scrimmaged a little bit more, and I think our fundamentals have improved because of that, and our competitive nature, I think, has improved because of that.
Well, Coach, one thing you saw on film in the offseason was the defense last year struggled. This year, you brought in new coordinator Todd Grantham to implement the 3-4 system. How has that affected your production?
Well, I think we're getting better as a defense. I think anytime you put a new system in, it takes a while for your players to truly understand, you know, what their coach expects of them. So that takes a little bit of time, and you got to experience all these different offensive looks that you see. It's not like you play the same offense week after week. So every week it's kind of a new learning curve. But and then I think it takes a little bit of time for our defensive coaches to learn our personnel and to really get everybody in the right position and not ask guys to do things that they can't do and try to, you know, accentuate the things that they do well. So it's been a little bit of a learning curve, but I think we're improving, and hopefully we'll continue to improve throughout the rest of the season.
Well, Coach, you talked about learning new personnel. You've got a freshman at quarterback in Aaron Murray. What have you learned so far this season about his capabilities that you can use going forward?
Well, he is very talented. He throws the ball well. He's probably a better athlete than I thought he was. I knew that he could move well. I thought that he would occasionally cross the line of scrimmage and get a first down from time to time, but he's actually run the ball extremely well. He's been a tremendous preparation guy. He does what it takes to be ready. He's had a tremendous respect for the football. For a young guy, normally freshmen or first-year starters tend to try to be a hero, and they throw the ball up for grabs at times, and he's done very little of that. So I think he's handled things well. I think Mike Bobo, our quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator, has done a great job of bringing him along at the right pace, and I think he's ready to handle a little bit more.
Well, Coach, it's Georgia-Florida week, and this year there are 6 losses between those two teams. How does this week feel compared to past Gator Bulldog weeks?
Well, actually, there's 7 losses between us. There's 6 conference losses between us, but a lot more losses than we normally have. And you know, with both teams going into this game unranked, it is an odd situation, and it does have a strange feel to it. But the bottom line is we're both still outstanding football teams, still fighting like mad to get to Atlanta. Florida, of course, controls their destiny and we need a little help, but we both have the mathematical possibility of getting back to Atlanta, and that helps generate excitement for that game.
Georgia coach Mark Richt, thank you for your time today. Good luck in the game.
Thank you.